and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, the show. Loads coming up for you this week. Fury 325 is opening this weekend, so we'll be looking at some exciting shots of the ride in action. We're going to be talking about the Shrek attraction because a lot more details have been revealed about that, what's going to be opening in London this July. And along with all that, we've got some more news, some more of your favourites, including Interact With Me, Merch Paradise, any questions you've had sent in, and much more. I'm Shawn Sanbrooke, this is Theme Park Worldwide, the show, and that means it's time to cue those titles. Well, yes, hello and welcome to another episode of the show. It's been a great week this week. You've had Alton Towers, Drayton Manor open over the weekend. Loads of other parks have opened. Of course, we've had lots of new vlogs on the channel from Chessington and, of course, Alton Towers and Drayton Manor. So there's been lots going on the channel. I went to Hogwarts Express to see that. That was amazing. I'm sure you've checked out the separate video of the train. I'll have a brand new video from the Warner Brothers Studio Tour coming up next week on the channel as well. So lots and lots to check out here on Theme Park Worldwide. But yeah, it's great that the parks are all open now. I'm absolutely loving it. As you've probably seen in the vlogs, we've had some amazing laughs, probably some of the best vlogs we've ever done on the channel. So make sure you do check them out, as they are great. Anyway, lots to get on with this week in the show. Lots of news I've got to tell you guys. So let's kick straight in with our news off the rails. So yes, lots to get on with this week. First I'm going to talk to you about Busch Gardens. Now we're not on about Busch Gardens in Tampa, we're on about Busch Gardens in Williamsburg today. Yes, as there is two Busch Gardens parks out there in the world to see. I'll have you know. But yeah, this is the 7th roller coaster going in at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. A lot of you might have heard of some of these rides, so if I mention rides like Griffon, Apollo's Chariot, Alpengeist, the Loch Ness Monster, all rides what come from this park, and this is their 7th roller coaster going in, and it's called Tempesto. It's a brand new ride from Premier. It's got 63 miles per hour launch in there, which is really, really cool. 3 launch elements, in fact, on this. An inversion at 154 feet in the air. It's all very, very exciting, and it's pretty much like the ride what opened at Holiday Park in Germany last year. You know, and that Sky Scream, that's got some amazing theming. To be honest, that actually looks better themed than this does. But it seems like an interesting addition. This park's always gone for, you know, a lot bigger rides, a lot sort of more customised to the layout of the rides there, because of the landscaping of that park's beautiful. Busch Gardens Williamsburg. It's not somewhere I've been, somewhere I know a lot of people have been there, and I'd like to go, and I will be going in the next few years. But yeah, it's interesting how they have gone for this ride. It's pretty much a generic ride instead of going for a nice custom layout around the park, which is interesting. But yeah, there we go. It looks like an interesting ride. I'm sure it'll be really good. A little picture of it just at the side there for you. As you can see, very, very similar, in fact, to what they've got going in at Germany last year. It's in the new area of the park, Festa Italia. In that area, it looks really good. Obviously, with the name Tempesto, it does sort of fit very well with that area of the park and the rides that already exist there. And it's got a nice high-speed station fly-through as well. So as this coaster's going round, obviously it's going to pass through the station at speed as well, which is really quite cool. I'm loving the sound of that. So yeah, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, 7th coaster going in there. So I'm sure that'll be great when it opens in April. Moving on then to Fury 325, the brand new Giga Coaster. I've talked about this a lot last year in the show. But yeah, it opens this weekend, so it's not just Oblivion the Black Hole at Gardaland opening this weekend, which we are going to be covering heavily, because we're there, which is going to be good. But yeah, Fury 325 at Carowinds Amusement Park. It opens this Saturday. It's the big opening weekend, this Saturday and Sunday. A massive new Giga Coaster, 320 foot tall, obviously for Fury 325, hence the name there. But yeah, it opens this Saturday, but I'm just going to show you a little 50-second video what the park have released of this thing testing. It looks like a great coaster. Here's a little look at some footage of it in action. as you can see there, it looks really, really good. Fury 225, 81-degree drop on that. That's crazy. I mean, that's a steep drop. It's going to be a really good ride when it opens this weekend. If any of you are going who are watching the show, make sure you let me know. Send us a few pictures for the show if you don't mind. We'll put them in here and share them with everybody to see. But yeah, it looks like a really, really good attraction. One thing I am a little bit unsure about is the fact this thing, obviously it's over 300 foot tall, but most of the coasters are a lot lower to the ground than that. I would have liked to have seen maybe a few more camelbacks around the ride, that sort of thing. A bit like, of course, my favourite roller coaster, which is Shambhala at Portaventura, which is also a B&M hypercoaster. Like this, obviously Giga is over 300 feet, so they are going a little bit taller than Shambhala with this one, but it's not a drastic amount taller really. What I would have liked to have seen is a few more like Shambhala, the big camelbacks in there as well. But I think this thing, it's quite a ground hugging coaster. You're going to get some airtime, you're going to get some good G-force on this. I think it is going to be quite forceful actually, looking at how it goes through some of the elements there, especially in the video. On the back row especially, I think it's going to be very forceful. So let me know if you are going to ride it this year, and make sure you send in your reviews, guys, and I'll put them in, interact with me later on in the shows this year, so make sure you send them in. Looks like a great ride, looking forward to going and checking it out. Moving on then to the next piece of news, and that's Dreamland Margate reopening this year. I've mentioned this quite a few times, but there's something exciting going on if you can make it there this Friday. Unfortunately, I am on the way to Gardaland this Friday, ready for the big opening run on Saturday morning for the new roller coaster. Hopefully going to get first public riders on that one, we'll try our best. But yeah, I'm not sure how fast the Italians can run, so we'll have to see there. But yeah. Dreamland Margate, it's going to be, the ride, I'll give you a bit of history on it first. It opened in 1920, it closed in 2006, and it was partly destroyed by a fire in 2008. So this scenic railway, it's a classic ride, and they're going to be giving away 500 of these if you can make it on Friday. It's actually a part of the track for the refurbishment work on the scenic railway. So yeah, all you need to do is head to their HQ this Friday morning. 8 AM they're going to be opening there, and these things are going to go fast. The first 500 people will get one of those for free, which is a really, really nice addition. In fact, it reminds me quite a lot of this, which is my Woden piece of wood. This is from GCI Coaster Woden at Europa Park, which they're selling the shops there for about 10 quid. But yeah, they're giving these away for free for the first 500. You know, so make sure you go and get them. Unfortunately, I won't be getting one for the World of Theme Parks. Oh. But yeah, make sure you go and get yourselves one of those. It's also going to be the first chance to buy tickets for the park when it opens this season. 8 AM till 5 PM, the event's going on at Dreamland Margate at their HQ building. It's got Dreamland written on the side, you can't miss it. So yeah, it's going to be good. Finally then, in our news section, I'm going to talk to you about Shrek. Of course, Shrek is something what we all know about by now. It's opening in County Hall. Next to the Eye, next to the Dungeon, next to the Sea Life Centre, and it's going to be opening this July. We didn't really know much about it other than it's going to be a walkthrough with some sort of ride in there. We now know a few more details. Obviously, all this is still yet to be fully confirmed, but this is going on to the come from like a travel website for London, so it's pretty much going to happen. It's going to open then just July. As we know, it's going to feature actor-led shows, much like the Dungeons do. Not going to be scary like the Dungeons, obviously, but you're going to go into rooms, actor shows. So let's just go through a couple of the scenes. You're going to get, you're going to prepare for the DreamWorks Tour departure gates, where you're going to go in, you're going to get on the tour bus and travel to a land far, far away. And that's a 4D ride where you're going to soar above London skyline. Sounds a bit like soaring, doesn't it, at Disney? So we'll have to see how that one goes. I think it'd be quite good. Magic Mirror Maze, which is going to be in there. Drury Lane, or obviously from the films. There's going to be like a game show where you're going to go through one of the scenes. So yeah, it all sounds quite exciting. I mean, I'm quite open with this Shrek attraction. Still not 100% sure on how it's all going to look when it's all done and stuff. It's just we've never really seen anything like it before. So it'd be interesting. But for what I can work out from that sort of description, what they've put on the website, it does seem like it's going to be a really nice addition, very, very interactive. I think you're not just going to be watching loads of videos and stuff. I think you are going to be really immersed into it, and there's going to be some nice theming in there. They've been working on it for quite a while. And obviously the Dungeons looks amazing next door, and they spent a fortune on that when it opened a couple of years ago. So I'm sure they are with this Shrek attraction. And with it being in London, I think it's going to be really popular. Will you be visiting? Let me know, comment below if you are going to be visiting. That's all for your news off the rails this week. Next week, it's a completely on-location episode, broadcast from Italy. It's going to be really good, and the whole show is going to be from Gardaland. We're going to be having a look round Gardaland in our news section, so we're going to be looking round the park to see what Obviously, what's new at the park this year. Obviously they've got the dive coaster, but also looking at other things new across the park, looking at the entertainment, and also a look at the various other rides what they've got there, like Mammoth and of course Raptor, which was the first B&M wing coaster to open in the world. Obviously you've got the Swarm at Thorpe Park, which came in 2012. This came just before that, so it's going to be interesting to ride. Completely on location show next week, and so it'll be a little bit of a different format. I think it'll be really good show actually, really good way to kick in the season. Of course we've got around 8 or 9 I think of these big foreign trips coming up this year, including the big one, California mega trip in September. So it's going to be a really good year for the channel, and this will be our first of many on location shows. Let's move on, shall we?
Like a roller coaster, move and shake me side to side. Yes, then I know, but I'm making me ride like a roller coaster.
So yes, it is time for Guess the Coaster, and this section, it's getting loads of comments each week. Of course, it's your pride what you're winning with this one down below with all your comments. Make sure you do comment, and of course I do have a read through the comments each week on the show, see what you guys think they are. So yeah, let's have a little look, shall we, at what it was last week. Of course, it was a Vekoma roller coaster, and it was something what I'm not quite fond on, which is suspended looping coasters, SLCs. And this one, though, it's one of the better ones out of the ones that operate. It wasn't Infusion at Blackpool, it was actually Kamali at Flamingo Land. There you go. So that was your Guess the Coaster. Let's have another one for this week. Remember, guys, it's just for fun. Comment below what you think it is. Let's have a listen, shall we? There we go. That's this week's Guess the Coaster. That's all you're going to get with this one. This one's a little bit easy. I think quite a few of you should get this one. I think the last couple, a few of you have been struggling on it, what it's been. But again, a couple of people did get it right, that it was Vekoma ride. Not everybody said Kamali, but a couple of people did recognise the sounds from an SLC. So thank you very much for commenting. I'm glad you are enjoying this section. It's quite fun. Like I did say last week, it's not just going to be coasters. Once we've done a lot of the major coasters around, especially around the UK, I'll be doing some dark ride sounds and stuff as well later in the year, so we'll see how that one goes later on. Or I might just do two. We could do, comment below what you think I should do. We could do a coaster and a dark ride as well, or just stick with coasters, or do just dark rides. Comment below. I'm open to feedback with these shows. If you do have any suggestions, just comment below. I do read every single comment. I might not be able to reply to everyone, as there is about 200 comments a week on the show, but I do read all the feedback, and I really do appreciate all the feedback on the shows. That's all for this week's Guess the Coaster. Let's move on to Merch Paradise. Time of Merch Paradise. This section, it never gets old, does it? I do love bringing it to you guys, and there is a lot of new merchandise what's come out at some of the parks this weekend that I have purchased, and I'm going to be showing that over the next few weeks as well for you. And of course, next week's Merch Paradise will be from one of the shops in Gardaland, which will be quite cool. I think we'll be having a look at the new Oblivion merch as well. Well, I say I think, we'll definitely be having a look at the new Oblivion, the Black Hole merchandise coming to Gardaland as well. Before we look at your merchandise, let's have a little look at something from mine. Woo! It's this, something a bit different this week. What you can't ever see while I'm filming Theme Park Worldwide the show is right at the top of the ceiling there is actually over 20 different baubles from Disney. Now, I love baubles, I love Christmas. Christmas is a big thing other than theme parks that I love. I do collect these baubles. Now, these are quite expensive. These can go up to, they can start at about €8 and go up to about €30 depending on the baubles. Well, this is one of my favourites. Look at this. I got this from Disneyland Paris. Probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and look at that, it's beautiful. The snow-covered castle there, Le Château de Bal de Boimont. Look at that at Paris. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Really nice Christmas bauble. I've got some great ones. I mean, there's some really nice ones up there, and of course they're all hanging nice and secure in the ceiling, which is cool. But yeah, nice little bauble there. Something what you probably didn't know that I like these baubles. Right, let's have a little look then at what you guys have sent in this week. You got David Stratton has got a selection of fridge magnets. Oh wow, that's a lot of fridge magnets from all different theme parks. I really like that, some good stuff there. And Charlie Martin has sent in ride medals, a keyring from the Swarm, and a Drayton Manor snow globe. I'm sure I've got that snow globe. I do like my snow globes. I've got quite a few of them as well. But yeah, if you do have any merch, make sure you send it into the wonderful Theme Park Worldwide admin. It is Charlotte. She'll tweet you back, she'll message you on Facebook. She's absolutely great. And she sends all the stuff, puts it all together for me for the show. So make sure you do send your stuff in at ThemeParkWW on Twitter. Drop us a follow while you're there and you'll get all the updates while we're at the parks as well. And of course, head over to our Facebook page where you can like it on there. And of course, drop us a private message on the Theme Park Worldwide Facebook with anything what you've got for the show. So yes, it is time for Interact with me. Let's have a little look at what I've had sent in for this section this week. So first off, Alistair Dixon there, he's got like a little star plaque from the Thorpe Park Rangers. This used to be all around where sort of Nemesis Inferno is now. That area's changed a lot over the years, and I do remember that when I was a lot smaller. I've got some old photos of me actually with the characters. So yeah, good piece of item what you've got there. Also, I want to say hello to Becky Hemhill. She is a brand new theme park enthusiast. She's got some great videos, so make sure you do check out her channel. She's got some great stuff what she's doing there. And of course, I'm sure you're going to see her in a vlog later on here on Theme Park Worldwide as well, which should be cool. Next up, Morgan Beinstein. Sorry if I've said your name wrong. I am absolutely awful at saying names, but there we go. Yeah, Morgan has sent in Flying Fish on-ride photo. Look at that. Everybody loves the magic of the fish. And if you've watched the Theme Park Worldwide vlog, you'll know our new little hashtag what we've tried to get going for that as well, which is quite funny and it's quite cool. Tom Beaumont has sent in a happy birthday, and of course he's going to be spending it at Paultons Park, so happy birthday to you, Tom. I hope you have a great time from me and Charlotte here at Theme Park Worldwide, and all the other people that appear in all the vlogs and all the people behind the scenes as well. So happy birthday to you, Tom. Finally, a big shout out to Team Igar at Chessington. There we go. I think that's a Rise team at Chessington. They've asked for the shout out, so hello to all of you. That is all for you to interact with me. Like I said with Merch Paradise, tweet in at ThemeParkWW or send them as a private message on the Theme Park Worldwide Facebook page.
Questions, questions, questions everywhere.
So it's time for the final section of Theme Park Worldwide, the show for this week. Thanks for sending all your stuff in. Of course, we do look through everything and pick the best ones for the show. And of course, Charlotte, the TPW admin, has picked 4 more questions for me to answer. First time I've looked at them here, so let's have a look at what I've had sent in for this week. So, Will Donahue has sent in, if you were a theme park enthusiast, what would you be and why? That's a tough question. Now, I like DJing, I like my disco equipment, and I do actually do a bit of that sometimes. Not as much now as with theme parks, it's really taken over stuff, but definitely DJing, that'd be what I'd be into. I love lighting and that sort of thing, and at Christmas I do a massive thing here on my house, which is quite cool. So thanks for that, Will. Damien Line has sent in, do you have any tips for any people visiting theme parks alone? Yes, I do. Now, obviously, I go to theme parks most of the time with people, but I also find it to be quite an escape. And I do occasionally go to theme parks on my own, just for a day. I'll don't take the camera, I'll go and have a day on my own, and I'll just sit there on certain rides. Like, I go to Drayton Manor sometimes on my own. I'll sit on Apocalypse for like 50 rides. I've done like 50 odd rides on that in a day before, on a quiet weekday. And yeah, that's my sort of what I do to relax, and that's my main tip really. If you go on your own, have a relax, and also make sure you use the single rider queues. Of course, the single rider queues are available at quite a lot of theme parks. And even some of the ones that aren't, especially abroad, if you do go up to the exit and say you are a single rider, quite a lot of chance they will actually put you on an empty seat. That's something I've found from experience in the past, mainly at the foreign parks from the UK. So yeah, that's my little tip for you. But yeah, don't ever be afraid of going to a theme park on your own. Us theme park enthusiasts, you know, we go for the rides. Of course, the social is great as well, but with the roller coasters, what we go out there for, if you want to go on your own, you go on your own and have a good day. I do sometimes, and like I say, I find it really relaxing. So thanks for that. Daniel Jones, what's your favourite Woody in the UK? Oh, it's a tough question. Well, before I went to Oakwood, I would have said the Grand National at Blackpool. However, due to the Grand National and the state it's in now, I mean, its capacity is awful now, and the way it's coming into the station and stuff like that, it has a lot of parking problems. I am going to also say, not just because of that, I'm going to say Megaphobia because I did that at night with the European Coaster Club. We have an hour ERS on it each year, and that was absolutely awesome. So it's got to be Megaphobia for my favourite woody in the UK. Megaphobia at Oakwood in Wales. Great ride, go and ride it if you've never been before. So many people haven't been to Oakwood, you've got to go and check it out. It's one of the best parks in the country, definitely. Final question then, question 4 is from Jordan. How much money would you guess you spent on mugs over the years? Oh my god, that is a tough question. I mean, I've got over 250 mugs here at the World of Theme Parks. Where the camera is now, and its new location this year, that whole wall in front of me here is full. There's a little window, which lets in the light where you can see, and then that wall's full of mugs, that's full of mugs, that's full of mugs, that's full of mugs. You know, so there's a lot here. Each mug, back in the day, they used to cost about £5 to £6 for a new mug. Now they're anything up to £10, £12 because of just how they've increased over the years. I've got a lot of older ones that I've managed to buy from people and off eBay over the years that I've collected up as well. So I dread to think, just on mugs, I'm going to say probably about £2,000 to £3,000. But on merch altogether, you're going to be talking over 10 grand, definitely. I've got a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff what's not here in the World of Theme Parks, what's all that sort of in boxes and stuff, what I've saved leaflet-wise, which now will be worth a hell of a lot of money. So stuff like the Nemesis tin can, like from '94, things like that. So yeah, thanks for your questions. Again, send them in to us at Theme Park Worldwide with your questions. We'll read them all out here on the show, which you get sent in. And of course, Charlotte does pick you know, the best ones, but we're getting quite a lot of questions in, and I do manage to get through most questions that get sent in actually. So I do read them out here on the show for you. That's all for the show for this week. Of course, hope you've enjoyed it. Next week we'll be not here at the World of Theme Parks for the first time this year. It will be our first on-location episode. It's going to be really, really good. And we're going to be out in Italy at Gardaland. It's going to be great. We're going to be giving you a bit of a tour around the resort, a little look around the hotel as well, a little look around what they had to offer in the theme park, all the roller coasters, dark rides, flat rides, water rides. It's going to be a really good trip. I'll be there. It's going to be great. I'll see you next week. Enjoy the vlogs this week. We've got Drayton Manor vlog coming up for you this week. Some more videos from Walt Disney World Resort in Orlando. All leading up to the show for next week. Of course, my name's been Shawn Sanbrooke. This has been Theme Park Worldwide, the show. And that means it's time to cue those credits. See you later, guys. Have a great week. Get out there. Ride them coasters. See you later.